Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. All right, so let's just get this out of the way. So, this is actually going to be my review for Tamar events, and this is season 4 and it's episode 1. I am actually reviewing this show because my viewers have actually come to me and they have asked me to review this show. Um, I just want to go ahead and say this right out the bat. I'm not a Tamartian. I'm not a huge fan of Tamar's. A lot of times, Tamar actually gets on my fucking nerves. So I just want to just say that right from the door. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna try to be as fair as possible. Um, I love her talent. Um, I love her talent. I love when she is being the genuine Tamar, because there is a genuine Tamar in there in the midst of that character that she plays. There is actually a genuine Tamar. Her, I like. All that extra shit, I don't. So, before we even go any further and folks get that, well, if you don't like her, why are you doing the show? Because I have a duty to the people that actually follow me on my YouTube channel. I love my YouTube family and I love my followers. So when there are things that they ask me to do, I will try to actually do those things. I don't hate Tamar. So yes, I do. I always tune in to the Braxtons and I tune in to the Tamar and Vince show. Do I watch every week? No. I would tune in, but this is what you all asked me to do. This is one of those things that's not too far out. So I can actually do it. I can watch every week and I can review it for you and tell you what I saw. Now, I'm not going to argue back and forth with you about what I saw. When she say and do some shit that I don't like, I'm gonna eat her ass up. So just so you know, before we even get started, okay? So now that we all are on the same page, Tamar events, season 4, episode 1. Bam, let's get started. All right. Okay, so they start to show off basically showing you November the 9th, where the whole thing with the Dance with the Stars thing took off, and Tamar ended up with pneumonia, and there was just a whole lot of things going on. That day was a mess. I watch every episode of Dance with the Stars. You all know that. So I was there for the whole thing. I was there when it happened live. How that baby got sick and she had to come back. She didn't have to. She had left and gone to the hospital, and she came back. The show was actually filming. It was rolling live. Tamar brought her motherfucking ass from the hospital, danced, and she went her it just drained her. It drained her and she had to literally go back to the hospital. She wasn't even there for the end of the show. She had to go back to the hospital, and then that was it. She never returned again. And they kind of stopped there, and then they went into 2 months prior to when they first started, filming for the season. So um yeah, like I said, I'm going to be very fair. I felt bad for her. I watched the whole thing with Dance with the Stars, and we'll just talk about it as it comes here. She was doing a phenomenal job with Dance with the Stars at the beginning. Then she turned into Tamar. We'll get to it. Anyway, so okay, so that's that. That's where they started. They were showing you that there was some drama surrounding her Dance with the Stars journey, and the show it's going to get there. So 2 months prior to her starting, we are showing they're in a confessional, which was funny. Her and Vince were actually in the confessional. It was really cute. They're going back and forth, and they're saying, he's spoiled, no, she's spoiled, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she says, well, look at his belly. She's like, mother cooks every day. I cook for him and he eats. He likes my cooking and I cook. He's spoiled. And he looked at her and said, y'all just look at her neck and you tell me who spoiled. That bitch was sitting there with diamonds from one side to the other. I said, yes, God. Yes, God. It was funny. That was cute. That was cute. Um, and then I thought another thing I thought was really cute. They had a whole scene where she was actually doing breakfast with Logan, and he is just coming along, getting just as big, and talking so good, and he's just coming along. Now that's one of the things that I do tune in. I love to watch it. I just find him so entertaining watching this little boy, who is just the most normal little kid and just spoiled, just no different than my children. But he is different than my kids. I mean, this little boy, he's filthy, stinking rich, but he doesn't even realize it. He's just a normal little boy, and he's an only child, and just running and just having a good time. He is fun to watch. He really is. And he is literally coming along. And that's, again, now what I say about the Tamar that I do like her interaction with her baby. I got no reads on that. She's a good mom. She is a very good mom. She does a good job with little Logan. She really does. Those are the times when I actually enjoy watching Tamar, because that's the real Tamar. That's not Tamar the caricature. That's Tamar the woman. And I like Tamar the woman. The caricature, not so much. Anyway, so after that, we actually see scene with her and LaShawn. Y'all know I'm crazy about LaShawn. He irritates the fuck out of me, but he's good at what he does. And they were going back and forth about some background vocals that he laid down for one of her tracks for the album. And she just was not feeling it at all. He thought he had threw down, and she was giving him, baby, them background vocals sound like the Carpenters, honey. I about fell out. I said, girl, that damn Tamar's ignorant. But I about fell out. I said, okay, never the Carpenters. Never the Carpenters, honey. She was looking for church choir, and he gave her every bit of the Carpenters it was given. I know it was good, and she was giving, no, baby, it was good for you. It was not good for me. Now, at this point in the show, now I'm going to read. Tamar, what the fuck is that goddamn belt? It looked like she got one of Logan's belts on her head. Remember them old belts? That's the twist, the little twine, and then it pulls through. She got one of them motherfuckers wrapped around her head, stuck up in her wig. It's ugly and stupid. And I said, that's one of Logan's belts. I don't know what that look was about. Stylist's ass needs to be whipped about that look. That look is just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Very Muppet. Like, get rid of that. That don't need to be in no more episodes. That was fucked up. Got on my nerves. Horrible. The wig was horrible too. That wig was a mess. It was some old knockoff Diana Ross shit from down at Miss Kim's Wigs, Boots, and Auto Body Shop, and one of Logan's belts. Baby, that shit's all wrong. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so throughout the episode, we actually were seeing Vince, and he keeps getting these phone calls, and as they're in their travel, they're showing them in their travels. He's getting these phone calls to tell you, I was like, who the hell is that on that phone? Because she don't play that shit about folks calling him and being around her little man, and she don't know. She gets real bent out of shape. And he's like, oh, it ain't nothing. It's just a little secret. She was getting real work with it. Well, what it actually ended up being, those were phone calls all dealing with her basic application or whatever, to be on Dance with the Stars. He got the news back, did a whole little thing. So when they revealed, it was cute. When they revealed to her that she actually made the show, it was all presented to her by Baby Logan. He gave her a little box, and they had balloons and all of this stuff. And inside it had stars with 10s on them and all of that. So Baby Logan is the one that told her, you actually, this is it. And he's like, you made it. You got accepted to do Dance with the Stars. So that was real, 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 real cute. Then I turned around and goddamn Baby Logan again stole the scene. He took the balloons after he gave it to her. Was like, okay, bitch, you made the show. Child Logan took off running, baby, and took the balloons with him. Like, okay, fuck it, bitch, I'm done with you. He ran off with the balloons, and I about fell on the floor. I said, go on, Logan, with yourself. Just a damn mess. I told you, he is so much fun to watch. Just as funny as he can be. Running on off. And they had him dressed in this cute little dashiki. He had this cute little dashiki and these little cut off, like little capri, it was capri shorts, like with the roll up cuff, and his little tennis shoes, little deck tennis shoes, look just as cute, just as bad as hell. And took her goddamn balloons back. I said, never would you be Indian giving little Logan. It was a mess. I laughed at that. Then the next scene, we ran into Val. Val Shmirkovsky from Dancing with the Stars. Child, fine ass Val. You know everybody loves Val, child. So that's her partner. She met her partner, and we learned right away. Well, I already knew because I've been watching Dance with the Stars forever. Val don't fucking play. Val has won before several times. He means to win. And he just came off of a win because he won the season before with Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's daughter. So yeah, it was all about I just won and bitch I'm trying to win again. So don't come in here with that bullshit. All that he wasn't looking for Tamar the caricature. He wasn't accepting her from the door. He ain't accepting her. And I saw that while watching Dance with the Stars, and you can see it here. He was I ain't for it. I ain't with it. Bring in Tamar, bring in Vince's wife. Fuck that caricature. So he took her right in and they start working. He was working her out. And you could see that she was going to be whipped into shape, but she was going to be able to do some things. So that was good. Okay, so then the next thing, we start seeing Tamar. She was saying, I don't know how I'm going to do all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Because I got so much going on. I'm trying to get everything done for the album and picking a single and all of this. And then now I got all this Dance with the Stars stuff. And her hairstylist, Ray, they were talking. He was like, girl, I'm tired for you. So they showed them having a little conversation. You could see she's a little worried about how she was going to get everything into the 24 hours. And like she said, baby, if Beyonce can do it, I can do it too. And you're right. You're right. Anything you want to do, you can do. And you've done that. She's done that. She wanted to have a baby, she had a baby. She wanted to have an album, she made an album. She wanted, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. And that's one thing about her that nobody can ever take away. She does have a hell of a work ethic. And like, I love her little clothing line. I loved what she did with the clothing line. What was that, last season or season before? I loved what she did with that. We haven't seen anything yet with this, but hopefully we'll see some of that going on. But I love that. My hats are off to Tamar when it comes to her work ethic. And, and then she has the reel. She still has to do everything with the reel as well. So, yeah, she got a lot on her plate. But like her mother told her, this is your season. And in your season, you don't worry about how you're going to get it done. You just make sure you get it done because your season don't last forever. And I was like, you better go ahead, Miss E, and tell her. You better tell her. But she should see that from Tony. It don't last forever. You got to ride the wave while the wave is hot, and it'll die. And sometimes you pop back up, like with Tony. Tony has so many ups and downs. She's perfect to watch. Which leads me to the next thing. Tamar was very, very nervous about the whole thing with Dance with the Stars. And that was kind of how we ended the show. She was nervous about her first dance. And actually, who would have ever thought it? What got her through that was talking to Tony. She had a conversation with Tony is what helped mellow her out. She spoke to Tony because usually she always fights with Tony. When Tony's trying to tell her something, she always be fighting. But Tony be knowing what she be talking about. But she went ahead and said it. Talking to Tony Braxton is what actually helped her get through first dance, and she did a good job on the first dance, and her scores were good and everything like that. So that was basically it. And then that's something else that I thought I didn't know she actually had an issue with her knee, and she literally had fucked up her knee twerking. I told you that twerking shit wasn't no good for you. I told you it didn't look good, it wasn't nice, and then you fucked your motherfucking knee up with that twerking shit. But yeah, she actually has a legitimate issue with her knee fucking up twerking. Old ass ain't had no business doing it. But anyway. Alright, so that was basically it. It was a good episode. It was cool. And again, it was, nothing, no whole lot of heavy drama. LaShawn didn't get on my nerves too bad. Not too bad. Not yet. But and she's surrounded by a lot of people who really do love and care about her. Adrian from The Real was actually there. Well, the Real girls were actually there. But even after the fact, when they went back to the hotel and stuff, she had her hairstylist and a couple other people in her entourage, and Adrian Ballon was actually there too. So, her friends are really, really supportive, and that's always good to see because you don't always have that. So, it was cool. The first episode of the show was good, and we'll see where it goes from here. That's it, guys. See, I told y'all. I'm being fair. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys know how that works. And leave comments. We'll see where we're at and all of that. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.